Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew with Family's Everything.
Until it's not.
Aunt, we had the time of our lives last night at Marry F. Kill with the Countess.
We did, and we're going to do a separate review of that. So don't forget, because let me tell you, if Countess Luann comes to your town, you have to go. Yeah, I would crawl over broken glass to see Countess Luann.
Yeah, I would tap into the Disney Vacation Fund. It doesn't really matter.
It
Whatever you
doesn't.
need to do, don't even pay your rent. Okay, go see Countess.
Definitely. It's worth it. So I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
I do not believe something about her will ever or has ever opened. It will never open. Ever.
Do you think that there's part of a street? Okay, so remember that there's the Bethany clause, right? For all these people now, where like anything they start, if they didn't have it before, Bravo gets a cut. Do you think that there's a strategy there by producers to drag it out so that it becomes more of a storyline? So then when it finally opens, people are like, oh my God, we can finally go? Because that's how I thought Schwartz and Sandy's was before it took
everything
a tumble.
happened with Tom. Yeah, with Tom. When I say Tom, I mean Tom and Tom.
A year ago today, we were physically shaking after what happened on March 1st.
I know. Yeah, it was a year ago.
It was a long year.
Yes and no. I know, because we've been through it.
Yeah, like
it's been a long it, and then we had to live it. And
we're about on our anniversary, folks.
No, we're past our anniversary. We've been doing this a year now.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we started after Sandoval, didn't we?
No, we started before Sandoval, I think. Well, we'll have to check. We don't even know when our own podcast started. How pathetic are we?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
we'll have to go back and look.
What did you think was at the root of James's nerves when Graham was coming down the stairs? Like, it was like the cowardly lion walking up to see the wizard.
I think Allie is the problem with the dog. He's afraid.
You don't think it was Sandoval that he thought that the dog was going to run over to Sandoval and start kissing him, thinking that he saw the dog a lot and that the dog might miss?
Oh, you're in Reno now. You're in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, that's where the episode started. Like
with
that's
Graham. Right. Yeah, it did. No, it didn't. It started with something about her and Scheana. Okay, Scheana needs to sell her house. Where does she live? Like in Monterey or something?
Marina Del Rey. I stayed at the Marriott there once. It's near my sister's house.
Okay, she needs to sell her house there and move to the valley. Because I heard there's going to be a vacancy in the valley.
They called it a condo last season, and they call it an apartment now.
They said it's worth 1.2 million. It's Makes not sense. A cheap place. I mean, it's California, but I heard there's going to be an available house in the valley, and it's white and it has black,
I heard different from
trim.
Jax last night that they're taking some space.
If you haven't heard, Brittany and Jax are having space.
And she looks horrifying. She does. But she's not crying. I just don't know why celebrities step out. Can they take a page out of Kylie Jenner's book? She went 9 months with a baby in her belly and never got a picture taken of her.
Yeah, because she didn't want to. Well, some people can't help it. They just love the attention, good or bad, negative or not.
Jax is like, how'd you know I was here? And then the paparazzi goes, it's a popular gym.
I was waiting for I wish the paparazzi had said to him, hey, you called us, because that's usually what happens. You know what I mean? I thought it was interesting. They were all in their cars.
Oh, yeah, that was a little odd.
Yeah, James. And it's interesting that James has the best car. That's because James got that side gig going of DJ, and he's making, what is James making a night DJ?
I bet he makes 10,000, 15,000 a DJ.
I was going to say probably 20. I was going to guess 20.
It's not about like how much money they bring in when he's there. Like they just try to like get to a certain point. It's about like the exposure for the venue usually. And they usually cover, but.
Right. And I'm going to go back to something about her, which I don't think will ever open, because you know what? Lisa Vanderpump can probably get any permit in LA.
I think it's to give it more airtime. I truly believe it's a publicity
it could
stunt.
be. It could be.
They're selling sandwiches. It's not rocket science.
I know, but that's where I'm saying that if they needed help, I think Lisa, if they really had problems with permits, Lisa would be able to get them a permit. She's had several restaurants. She would
I don't
know.
think they had a problem with a permit. I think they didn't want to go to Lake Tahoe.
Oh, I would have went to Lake Tahoe. Was that wolf the most beautiful animal you'd ever seen?
Yeah.
No, the wolf was spectacular. But were you disappointed there wasn't a real restaurant?
Oh, that it's not ready yet?
Yeah, yeah. And it was
I was a little surprised.
A dive. I mean, it was just like a construction site. Worse. I was surprised. I thought we're going all the way to Lake Tahoe. And we're going to take pictures. Okay, like I said, beautiful animal, that wolf, spectacular. And the pictures with Lisa were fabulous and everything. And I kept on saying, I thought it was almost ready.
I've taken a lot of time to process.
It's not open yet.
No,
I checked.
Not. I looked.
It's not open. You looked too. Okay, everybody, don't go to Lake Tahoe and look for wolf. It's not open.
Well,
it's going the way of something about her.
You don't need to go to Schwartz and Sandy's because Sandoval's a wolf. I mean, the guy is literally. It's so. I saw the preview clip for next week with Lala, I know. It's like, I just don't know it's gonna take for this guy to understand that if he just said, my actions and the character that I showed are very similar to all of yours because you've all made mistakes over the years. Let me finish. Okay. The context of what I did, I understand where it is different than everything you guys have done because what you guys did didn't involve me. It didn't involve other people in this group. We were like with Lala. Yeah, she did lie about her life. She didn't bring it to camera. But at the same time, she did because the person she was with wasn't on the show, didn't want it on the show. And it's kind of like Sutton Strack with her husband.
Yeah.
When your husband or your partner is on the show or is part of the show, that is the part of your life that you brought to the table. So if Lala decided to keep the end of her situation with Randall off screen, I could see where Sandoval was coming from. But she was very open and public about that. What she was private about was when he was having an affair. Now, if he was having an affair, if Randall was married to Ariana and having an affair with Lala, it would have been just as big as Sandoval. So Tom just needs to shut the hell up. I'm so over it. Just say, we have all made mistakes. I see why my mistake impacted everyone in this group because my mistake was contained in this group versus everyone else's were external with this person, that person. Because even when he made out with Ariana at the Golden Nugget, Ariana really wasn't on the show. She was new bartender. She wasn't friends with people. She was newer. That was like her entry point.
But what also contributed to Sandoval, as this weekend is the 1-year anniversary, is that Scheana and Rachel were on Watch What Happened Live the night it happened. It came out that there was a FaceTime video that he illegally recorded, that Ariana found it at a show. I mean, it wasn't just that it came out. There were like 5 factors that made it even bigger. That she could, that then it became a thing where Scheana punched Rachel in the face and the whole bit. And that they were also watched that them night.
Flirt. Like, they Lala goes, I think they're fucking. James was confused. They all were talking about it. People were going, Allie, Ken Todd.
Ken, did you?
There was a buildup. They were dropping crumbs. It was like Hansel and Gretel go to the witch's house. They were leaving their little bread all the way over the path.
Yeah, that was all there for everybody to see. And then the great part about Sandoval too is that it broke, and then we still had several episodes left for the season, and we could all see what was going on.
Yeah.
The way he was grabbing her and stuff like that when no one was looking.
I just find it difficult with the suicides thoughts and like that Lisa's pushing this because here's the deal. I think Lala wants peace in her life. You can kind of tell. Yes. She just doesn't want the drama.
Yes.
Scheana, you can tell, really misses Sandoval. And as Scheana continues to tell more of her OCD stuff, she probably needed her friend. She needs friends. She needs people that know her well.
Yeah.
Schwartz is clearly like very, very, very confused and just having a very tough time. And I think Ariana, I think that Katie is the one that's having the easiest time with it outside of Ariana because Katie has a business that she's opening with Ariana. So for Katie, it's so easy to be like, I can just block Sandoval because
she always didn't care for Sandoval. She didn't. So it's easy for Ariana. I mean, it's easy for Katie because she always thought that Tom Scandal, I want to call him Sandoval. Tom was between her and Tom. Because let's face it, Schwartz always put Sandoval above Katie.
What did you, if you ever get rid of like a shed in your backyard or something, can we get a sledgehammer and go, Sandoval, Sandoval? I was like, that was the most produced thing. They gave him a list and we're like, just list this
totally. Up. But I mean, he was the one scumbag, cheaters.
He was repeating the things that
Charles
people were
Manson's
calling.
Son. I know.
Yeah, but he was calling
with the mustache. That was what was so funny. And they're all looking like
Lala literally looked at him and was like, okay, dude. Like,
what do you think of the fact that Graham's now called hippie after, James is got this bad problem of name dropping.
I love it.
I had to name him hippie after my godfather,
George
Michael's dog. He's so far. I mean, I'm sure he hadn't seen George Michael's for 20 years before he died. I'm just saying.
I love James.
I appreciate James, but it was a little scary the way. I'd like to know how hippie's doing now with the little alley cat. I'm calling it the alley cat.
Yeah, I like that. I like
that. I'm not into cats, so I would always take a dog over a cat. I think dogs are greater than cats. I'm sorry if you don't agree.
Yeah, I've never liked a pussy cat.
Now, so do you really think at this point that they are recording this and they're filming, not recording, we're recording, they're filming, that Sandoval still was in love, I use that term lightly, with Raquel Rachel?
No. I believe that they're trying to tie up a storyline that they were hoping Rachel was going to do on her own, but then when she didn't come back and wanted more money and the whole thing, they had to find a way. And that's understandable. I think that that's like production basically being like, well, what are you going to say about Rachel? Like, what are you going to do? And the real answer here is Tom Sandoval realized, I'm not, because he could be with Rachel. This is what I keep wanting to know.
No, he can't, because she sent him text messages and she didn't respond.
No. Let me explain something to you.
Pronouns right.
He could be with her, not in the world he wants to be in as well. He doesn't want to give up the fame. He doesn't want to give up the show. He doesn't want to do that.
She's over it.
No, she's not over it. I think she wants it too. I think she had to choose not doing the show for her mental health. And I think that if he had said, I love you, I'm going to quit the show too, I want to be with you, and like literally left the show to just be with her, they'd be together. But why would she? Like, I think that's
no, he would never do that.
I give Rachel a lot of credit.
He wouldn't give up that show for anybody.
I don't like Rachel. I'm not a supporter of Rachel. I don't really care for Rachel. She never did much for me on the show.
She never, just a kind of
this, mark my words, in 5 years, this is going to be the absolute best thing that's ever happened for her. Because she's finding her own voice now, and there are people that like her. There are people that find her interesting. There are people that enjoy her talkbacks every single week where she talks about what was shown on the show and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, but you know what? In 5 years, I don't know. I would be surprised really in 5 years. I don't know if we'll be talking really about any of them.
It depends how much she gets for the $1 billion coochie lawsuit.
I mean, are we talking about Kristen Doughty? No.
We're about to be on the Valley.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, without that show, we wouldn't be talking about them.
I mean,
and Kristen so it should be Doughty interesting.
Was very much talked about in this past season when she walked up like a bag of white trash going to a Kenny Chesney concert with a cigarette in her hand and flip-flop thong sandals, looking very much like Billy Lee on steroids. So, I mean, like, I can't say that we don't talk about her because that was iconic. We saw her walking up. We knew who it was. And when
but without Sandoval, we wouldn't. Scandoval.
I just think that because Rachel
it made her relevant.
Follow her, and I think that
I don't know. You know what? We need to put this in a time capsule of which ones are actually relevant in 5 years.
Who knows?
Because Stassi isn't anymore.
But that's by her choice. She could have come back whenever she wanted to. She just didn't want to say, I'm sorry to Lisa, do this, do that.
I mean, but I'm just saying, I don't know if you're, I mean, I told you last week.
She's not irrelevant from a podcast side of things. She probably gets just as many as Lala. They all make so much money with these podcasts. They put a podcast out, they get 200,000 views. That's 20 grand an episode.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, I forget. I would forget. What was I just saying? I was going to say, I forget because you changed my money.
Buy your memories.
Because you put monetary things in my head. You put monetary stuff in. What did you think about First of all, do you think Scheana and Brock will last?
Yes, it's all produced.
No, I don't know.
They're laughing in the hotel room. They're arguing about the stupid fight from the bikini shop. And it was the most, it was the most produced argument. They just looked to hurt each other. And then you can even see, if you watch it back, you can see Scheana like sly little grin, like the Cheshire cat out of the corner of her when she turns around and you only see the back of her. You can see her looking at Brock when like he's at the door.
Oh, like we did good.
Yeah, like good job. Like we're funny, we're silly, we're getting mad at each other. I don't like it.
Were you surprised Brock got up and shook Tom's hand when he arrived?
No, Brock's wanted to be friends with Tom since the minute Sandoval broke because he wanted the publicity.
Okay, and
because it shined a light on him for not paying his child support.
Oh, okay. It took the light off of him. Yeah. And so, what did you think of Tom crying in the car? Again, manufactured?
Yeah, because he was like this. Not like this. It was like,
yeah. Okay, so it was all manufactured. So it's all
not produced. That was Tom Sandoval bad acting.
Yeah. Now, what do you think of? I bring this up to you because of your own issue. What I don't get it. Like he decided to become sober because she wasn't sober, but now they're not going to be together.
Maybe he should be sober because when he's drunk, he bangs Raquel. And maybe he should worry about himself.
But then he went on and on that he was a functioning alcoholic. It'd been 5 years that he didn't go a day without a drink. And wouldn't he have had more of a body reaction to not having alcohol?
I mean, did he not tell you that he?
Did he say that he had to go through a detox plan or something? I didn't miss that.
It's not a detox plan. You just struggle for about a week. It's very difficult.
Did he struggle? Does he talk about his time in therapy?
He doesn't need to go to therapy. I mean,
no, he went to the rehab center with Rachel.
They went to a well-being resort in Arizona. He didn't go to the same place as Rachel.
Oh, I thought they were in the same place.
No, she went to an actual facility after. They went to a spa.
She went to an actual okay. I'm confusing the two.
They went to a wellness spa.
I'm probably not the only one confusing the two because she was an inpatient for 2 months.
Yeah,
and didn't have her phone. And that's how right. Okay. And that's how he knew she was out because she was getting messages again. And when
most people can't get sober because of having withdrawals and because of the painful time it takes when you've been drinking so long. I mean, I drank at least 5 days a week for 16 straight years before I stopped. So it was hell on earth. The first couple of days.
Don't you wish you were in a facility that gave you vitamins and stuff and help?
I mean, yeah. See, this is the thing. You have to pick one or the other. You can either go to a facility where you have to truly let go of your entire life for a certain amount of time, depending on your life, that might be better for you.
Yeah.
Or you don't. And I think the reason why so many people don't fix their lives is because it's very, very hard to do both at the same time. It's
right. Which made it hard for Tom.
I give him
breakup for Rachel because he was exposed and they really broke, and his breakup with Ariana and his exposure happened at the same time.
He didn't have to work. They made him step away from Schwartz and Sandy's. He wasn't doing anything.
Right.
I went to work the whole first week. I was not drinking. Sitting at a desk, looking at a screen with my eyes glazing off and wanting to jump off a bridge. So, I mean.
But I mean, he did go through 2 things at once, Tom. He went through a breakup with Ariana. No, he didn't. Well, that's his job. He went through a breakup with Ariana, and he had national exposure. He didn't just break up with his girlfriend. He broke up with his girlfriend, and his affair was exposed.
He also didn't stop drinking the day that it happened.
Of course not. Well, I'd be intoxicated.
That's what I'm saying. So we have to remember it's not 2 things at once. We don't know when he actually stopped drinking, and the wave, he might have been having to deal with the comments still on social media and all that. But who knows, when he stopped drinking, in the sense that it could have easily been once Ariana already had Daniel in her life, and once Tom was already kikiing with Billy Lee all the time.
Yeah, because they did the reunion and everything else. Yeah.
Who was your mess?
Tom Sandoval is a mess.
Mine is Wolf by Vanderpump. It's a mess. Get it cleaned up.
Next time, I'm going to tell you, though, I did look at the sketches. It's going to be a magnificent establishment when it is ever done.
It looks beautiful.
And hopefully it doesn't go the way of something about her.
Well, there's something about now. It's the end. We love you guys.
Follow us on Instagram and subscribe. Like us. Leave me a comment. Don't talk to Andrew. Just leave me one.
All the people listening, make sure you follow that order.